So, it's the end of week one, preventing myself from doom scrolling. Right, it's not been an easy week, I'll be honest. Yeah, I think that's mostly due to how I felt emotionally. I don't know if it's the lead up to me coming on my period, which is also having an impact. If it's solely because I've been trying to be off my phone. So that may have impacted what I'm going to share. So yeah, let's just get into it. Obviously, I bought the padlock device and it's been great. Honestly, it does the job. Really easy to use and being able to be off my phone. And honestly, like having that friction there makes all the difference because, it's so easy to go straight for your phone and then, click on the app that you want to use. And then all of a sudden, it's like a habit, this pattern that you've created, and you're like, boom, off you go and start scrolling. But when the friction is there, it's a reminder like it's kind of a straight up mirror that you need. Like, and it literally tells you. I mean, it comes up with a little message saying you're blocked, you can't do it. I can't actually remember because I don't really read it. Remember what you promised yourself and why you shouldn't be on the app. So it's a little bit of a embarrassing feeling to be using it, to be on it. And however, I have not been consistently using it because, as I shared, I notice what came up for me. Like, because obviously, doom scrolling is just a symptom of what I'm trying to avoid from feeling. Yeah, straight away, I think, I can't remember if it was the first night, second night, maybe second night, I realized, yeah, I had been using doom scrolling, being on my phone, on TikTok, to kind of be a substitute of human connection, especially with TikTok because it's so natural and easy on there. All these people are sharing their what seems to be a very authentic experience, and it feels quite real, engaging, distracting for sure. So it keeps your mind off what you're going through. And loneliness came up, and it was a big thing because, yeah, I definitely feel like I've been feeling. Obviously, I can't deny like went through a big thing in the last few years, and all of a sudden, you know, my partner wasn't there. I don't have my dogs around, and so you're naturally going to feel a sense of void because maybe there's a way that you were able to go to sleep easily. And not to say that I never used to doom scroll, definitely did, but maybe it wasn't as heightened as it's been quite recently. It was hard to confront those feelings, and of course, as always, it comes up for a reason. And I'm grateful for it because in order to heal, you need to feel. And maybe with the timing of things, like it wasn't even that long ago that I met up with an old best friend of mine from 10 years ago, and our friendship broke down. And I'm not gonna lie, probably back in the day, I didn't have good coping mechanisms. Healing was never even the center of any conversational topic. So, my way of dealing with things was just to like block it out, ignore, avoid, just carry on. And obviously, I've been doing that over the years in maybe in different forms, and it's changed, you know, over time. So I think doom scrolling has obviously become predominantly, yeah, obviously I've like kind of cut down on negative habits over the years, drinking and those kind of substances. Uh, and that's turned into other vices. That was a big eye opener. And not to say that I dealt with it head on, face on, because it's a really uncomfortable feeling, especially with seeing my old best friend and realizing like, you know, how much time you missed out on and not being in each other's life, and so much has happened and you feel like you've missed out on a lot. It's easy to like, distract yourself with things that are going on in your current day to day. So that was kind of being suppressed, and then I think no natural things were happening over the course of time. Yeah, after those sensations were coming up, I was like, I was reluctant. Honestly, I was so reluctant. I guess you could say it was a relapse. Like I just avoided even using the padlock because I don't know. I don't know. Like, if you've been doing it for so long, it's hard to just stop it. Anyway, on the nights that I did use it, this worked exceptionally, and slept so much better. My word. This is obviously going to be an ongoing thing, and I know like we have to start from somewhere, so I have to show myself some grace, and I'm proud. Um, yeah, I just feel like there was so much coming to the surface, and also like feeling of rejection. You all of a sudden feel like you're overcompensating because like the lack of relationships in your life, or the lack of, I think what I was craving the most, it was like that intimacy or someone really knowing you, like that close best friend or your partner. And I think it's so easy to like bypass that. You're like, okay, okay, I get it. Let me just like recreate this like that same feeling then. Do you know what I mean? But healthy, meaningful connections take time to build. And I feel like it's so easy to just go all in and da da da. It's like, but no, like I had to recheck in with myself that good things take time, and especially if it's gonna last. Um, yeah, I was like really trying to put myself out there, try and meet with people, da da da. Because I generally do want to nurture my relationships, but anything that you try to force is not gonna work. And I think that was kind of bringing me into this like low feeling, low vibrational state. Um, I noticed like I'm jumping from one thing to another thing, but I'm trying to capture everything that I was feeling throughout the week. I've been feeling a little chaotic for sure. Um, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's my period also having an impact. Probably is. Literally, this time next week, I'm like, once I come on my period, I'm like, that old thing, really. It was a start. Okay, like it's not just cutting things out. It's because there's something deeper going on, and it was a good start. And I have to show myself some credit because I have obviously incorporated things like reading, as my bedtime routine. But I think just that sensation of what was coming to the surface was a little unbearable. Um, but the main thing is we're feeling it, one shape or another. Am I feeling it? I don't know because yeah, last night I felt that you know yesterday being Saturday, and I wanted to do something, but it didn't end up working out. And it's not like I didn't. I did something in the day, but I wanted to go out with a friend who ended up just not really getting back to me in time, and yeah, I just ended up spending the Saturday at home. And to be honest, after my 12-kilometer run, I just wanted to just chill. And I really needed that rest. Like I would have been just forcing it, and it kind of gave me like a relapse into remembering how I used to feel of like wanting to go out partying all the time, um, and be in the company of like other people. But I just stayed at home, and sure, I don't know, because it's so difficult when people say you should just feel your feelings, because it's like, what are you meant to do? Just ruminate in them? Like, I don't know. What do you do? Just sit in it? Maybe that's the time to journal. But I just did another coping mechanism of mine of binge eating and eating a lot of sugar. So that leads me to my second um, bad habit that I need to break, which is cutting out, cutting out, I don't know, what do you call it, artificial sugar. Like just stop with the binge eating because it's gotten so bad. Like it's actually insane. Saturday night I literally ate a whole packet of those like Bounty biscuits that my like, not that I bought it, it was just because it was there, my mum bought it, but I literally finished it in one sitting. And then I was like looking around, what else is there to eat? And yeah, doing the absolute most. So that's gonna be the next video. Or yeah, I'm gonna start that from tomorrow. Yeah, but yeah, tomorrow's bank holiday. I'm going to Margate in Kent, and me and my friend are gonna go to the beach and just relax and enjoy the last bits of summer in the UK. So I'm sure that'll get me back to feeling good. And like, there's no reason for me not to feel good. But I think it's so important to focus on the good in your life instead of what's lacking. But sometimes you can't help it. It just takes over you. But when it does, I need to find better ways to deal with it, to cope with it. So we're doing it, and we just need to find substitutes. Um, so yeah, I will be continuing with reducing my doom scrolling, and I'll be, updating, sharing more tips or advice along the way. Obviously, I think a week is meant to be more like a crash course of just focusing on one habit at a time. But I don't know. I think those feels. I mean, especially with the old best friend situation, like that's probably over a course of 10 years of blocking things out. So in those periods, instead of just feeling it, you want to like avoid it and try to like, yeah. Anyway, so um, yeah, gonna wrap this up and see you in the next video.